Welcome to Business News. Following the Securities and Exchange Commission pronouncements and sanctions against Oando PLC leaders, key stakeholders of the company have faulted the stock market regulator for lack of due diligence and fair hearing. The National Chairman, New Dimension Shareholder Association, Patrick Ajudua, says efforts must be made to give the company opportunity to defend these allegations, and where they are found wanting, then necessary sanctions can be instituted. He adds that SEC, as presently constituted, have no power to issue such far-reaching decisions without the consent of a board. The regulator have been operating without a board for more than 4 years. In the same vein, Chairman Sokoto Zone Shareholders Association, Kabiru Tambari, says it is clear that the SEC wants to kill the company, adding that the shareholders, whom SEC are meant to be protecting, are not satisfied with the way the audit has been handled. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement has come into effect after 22 of the signing countries ratified the agreement. It is the largest free trade deal that seeks to make Africa a single market, but Nigeria is yet to sign up. Economic experts in the country are of the opinion that Nigeria is fighting a losing battle in this case. TVC News correspondent Ifunanya Eze reports.
On May 30th, 2019, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement became a reality. All but 3 of Africa's 55 countries have signed up, but Republic of Benin, Eritrea, and Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, are holding up. If they join in, a total of 1.2 billion people and $2.3 trillion in GDP would be covered in the free trade area. Economic experts are of the opinion that the trade deal could transform Africa's business landscape. Why is Nigeria reluctant to sign up?
There is too much emphasis on protectionism, that we have to protect. I'm not saying that protectionism is bad, but I think what is more important is to address issues that can make our industrial sector more competitive.
If we do nothing, the free trade area will come into place, Nigeria will be excluded, but if we are excluded, does it mean we are going to be isolated from the negative effect of that? So what we are going to see, we're going to only be a recipient of the negative effect, because companies are going to look at the Nigerian market and say, wow, that's a huge market, and they go to neighboring countries that have contiguous boundaries with us, are contiguous to Nigeria, and set up manufacturing activities, and then they know that the target market is Nigeria.
While Nigeria's protectionist policy may be preventing the government from assenting to the free trade protocol, economic experts argue that the leadership must tackle fundamental issues that continue to impede its globalization drive.
We should challenge ourselves as a people and say, look, we are going to make this place a low-cost production zone, and then we're going to bring in the world to come and produce here. It is not to run away from it, because as you continue to run away, the efficiency level in the world is improving, and you will permanently be a dumping ground.
The emphasis should be on getting the government to do the right things, especially in infrastructure provision, to make sure that we are very competitive as far as production is concerned. The solution is not in perpetual protection or protectionism.
The need for the country to address its competitive and comparative advantage to grow the economy has been emphasized, which is why the country cannot afford to be absent from the negotiation table, considering the large market it offers. Ifunanya Eze, TVC News, Lagos.
China warned its citizens on Tuesday about the risk of travel to the U.S. as it also rebuffed U.S. criticism of a trade white paper as singing the same old tune. Trump's administration said China was pursuing a blame game in recent public statements and a weekend white paper that misrepresented the trade negotiations. In a joint statement, the U.S. Trade Representative's Office and the U.S. Treasury reiterated their view that China's negotiators had backpedaled on important elements of a deal that had been largely agreed, including an enforcement provision. Speaking at a regular news conference in Beijing, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Geng Shuang refuted this. Relations between the world's two largest economies have nosedived in recent months due to a bitter trade war, U.S. sanctions against Chinese telecom giant Huawei Technologies Company Limited, and U.S. support for Chinese-claimed Taiwan.